sleep. Ugh. Hey guys, it's Liko and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the baby reader tag. The baby reader tag was created by Matilda Gothika, and I'll go ahead and I'll link her channel down below. I was tagged to do this by Matilda Gothika, and I was also tagged to do this by Melissa and Barnsie Reid. There are 10 questions, so let's get started. Question 1. What age do you remember really getting into reading? Now, I've always been a reader. It really got kind of hot and heavy for me when I was about 8. I started reading a lot of Nancy Drew books, the Hardy Boys, and then Harry Potter came along and completely changed my life. And I've been on a roll ever since. Question 2. Did your family supervise the books you read? No. My mom didn't really supervise any book that I read. She would just ask me to see it every once in a while. And if it wasn't like, romance, sexy time novel, she didn't really care what I read because she wanted to open me up to new ideas and to the world. She didn't want to shelter me like that, and I really appreciated that. Question 3. Did your family encourage you to read? Yes. I was always encouraged to read. I was given books. I was going to the library a lot. I wasn't called a book nerd by my own family, and I remember being a kid and having my aunts and my uncles being so proud of me for all the reading that I was doing that it just kind of encouraged me to keep going. And now, being older, I have children of my own, and my daughter is 8 years old right now, and she's reading all the Harry Potter books. She's reading all the middle grade books that I read and I pass down to her. She's a really big reader, and then I encourage her daily to, just to keep going and to never stop, and she's really enjoying the reading experience as well. Question 4. What genre or genres do you remember first ever reading? Nancy Drew was mystery. Harry Potter was fantasy and magic. Twilight, paranormal. So, I don't know. I'd probably have to go with mystery, because back then, too, I read a lot of Mary Higgins Clark and a lot of James Patterson books, so I was a really big mystery person. Oh, and Dan Brown. Dan Brown was the shit. Question 5 is, were you read to as a child? My grandma used to read to me a little bit, and so did my grandpa, but not so much my mom. She was really busy working. I didn't mind not being read to too often. I mostly just kind of wanted to keep to myself or stay with my friends, so it wasn't a huge deal for me. But my kids really like it if I read to them. They like me reading comic books to them, and I remember when they were really little, or when Rainey was really little, she would ask me to read to her, and I didn't have a lot of kid books at the time because she was my only child then, and she was probably like 2 or 3. It was right before my middle child was born. She wanted me to read her the Edgar Allan Poe book, and it was like a book full of his like short stories and his poems, and I would read that to her, and I knew she didn't understand anything I was saying, but she ate it up. She loved it. We did that every night. And maybe I can attribute Edgar Allan Poe to the success of my daughter's reading right this moment. Question 6. What book or books do you most remember from childhood to teenhood? I think I've already answered this, but it's Nancy Drew, Harry Potter, Twilight. Question 7. Does anyone in your family read? In my immediate family, like in my household, right now it's just my daughter. My husband doesn't really read so much. He likes to listen to political podcasts. He likes to say he doesn't know how to read because he was in the military, so he just went there, but he's just joking. He's not a big reader. So it's just me and my daughter at this point. Question 8. What writer did you ever first really know about? I'm going to have to say J.K. Rowling and Carolyn Keene. Oh, and Roald Dahl. I really liked him too. Question 9. Did you have someone to talk about books with as a child? No. My neighbor didn't read. She didn't like the books I was reading. I talked to my mom and she encouraged me, but she wasn't reading the books that I was. I think the only few people that I could say I could talk to as a kid with reading or share book talks with is maybe my friend Danielle and my friend Lindsay. We were reading the Harry Potter books simultaneously. So I think that would count. Question 10. Did or do you dream about being a writer? Yeah, I dream about being a writer. I'm currently writing my first novel. I don't really want to talk too much about it because I don't want you to steal my idea. No offense, it's a great idea. But I am working on a novel, and it's going to take me a really long time to get through it. I will tell you that it is a paranormal mystery. It is a ghost story, and it will be scary. Like, I'm writing scenes right now that are making me have nightmares, so it will be a scary book. That was the baby reader tag, and if you haven't already done this tag, then I'll go ahead and I'll tag you. Again, I am really late with all these tags, so I'm not sure who all has or hasn't done it yet. But if you like this video, then please leave me a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss any more videos from me, then please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you all in the next video.